Hey everyone, what's going on? How you doing? We are live with the sponsorship workshop. That's what we are. I hope you do all super well. It's not be an issue. Ah, okay. Does it work? Am I online? I hope I'm online. I hope you're all doing super well. I'm gonna wait a few minutes until a few people trickle in and then we can start the show. We're going to talk about something that is very important, especially these days. With what's all happening in the world, sponsorships. We just had an issue with another sponsor in the last few days. With artisan builds. I'm gonna talk a little bit about that, but not too much, and then we just dive into the ins and outs of sponsorship and what you should probably do. Wow! How you doing? Who's this? It's an orc. It's an orc. How you doing, man? I'm waiting a little bit until people trickle in and then I'll shoot it. But you probably just tell me to get on with it. Get on with it! All right, I think I'm just gonna start. So, sponsorship. I wanted to talk a little bit about the entire artisan build debacle that happened in the last few days and why it is so important to vet your sponsor. So, to give you a short rundown, Artisan Builds was a company, yeah, I posted on our Discord, very well. Artisan Builds was a company that built custom computers, custom PCs. It wasn't very expensive, or not expensive, but they did they bought Garish. What's going on? How are you doing? What a bunch of Muppets. Yeah, Artisan, exactly. Hello, Aqua. So what they basically did was they they were a PC building company. They did also give away PCs on stream. What you had to do for that is basically you had to have a link with them. You had to have their panel somewhere on your page, and then you were basically set for the giveaway. What they did was and also their terms weren't very good, but I'm coming to that in a minute. And they basically rejected one of their people who won the giveaway because they didn't have any numbers. What that ended up doing right now is the streamer, they Kia Pia was her name, and they ended up got a new computer by a tech YouTuber. She has now a very, very big CCV and is probably Twitch partner at the end of the month, or already, because her CCV is exploding. She is she got out better of it in the end. In the long run, she got more out of it. But here's the thing: what happened to Artisan? So it came to light that Artisan probably is a very scummy company. The CEO, for example, was paying for people who didn't even have job descriptions. He also paid for his Mercedes-Benz out of the company's money. They didn't have a business license in California. The company is about to dissolve, actually. There came a lot of shit to light. I know this is something that you as a streamer cannot really vet, but this is why this is so important. A lot of streamers are partnered or affiliated with them. Some of them are partnered, some are affiliated, or were, should I say, because the company just does not exist anymore. In this stage when we are talking, I mean, it still exists. It's just a matter of when it ceased to exist. So basically, why is this so important that you vet your stuff that you do as a streamer? Because this stuff could potentially, what went down with Artisan, could potentially damage your brand, the brand you build, and also it could potentially damage other business relationships in the future. Imagine you're going up to another PC building company and they say, weren't you sponsored by Artisan? Hey, Jimundo, weren't you sponsored by Artisan? And you say, yes, I was. They are defunct now. Why? And they say, yeah, we don't want anything to do with you. They were very shady, and I can't imagine that you didn't know it. I I mean, this is most likely not to happen, but it could happen. Hey, Big Mama. So this is why it is so important to vet your or to check your sponsors. And this is where we start now. This is where we actually go into the meat and potatoes. So I'm gonna get over my screen here. It's Dark Sweaty Puck Gaming. What's going on? Hello everyone, thank you for coming in. Okay, so sponsorships. What do you look out for? Or what do you do in general? I want to involve the audience. I'm asking those questions to you so you can also answer them. So when for example, if you look for a sponsorship, what are you looking for? What would you look for a sponsorship or in a sponsorship? Well, you shut the fuck up, you don't count because you have already sponsorships. I want to hear it from the people in the audience. What? Yeah, it's not fun if the others can't answer the question because you know what to look for. Juggling kids and listening. I missed the question. I said, what would you look for in a sponsorship? What would be a criteria or a very important criteria for you in a sponsorship? I want to be sponsored by Pornhub. Of course. Who doesn't want that? Obviously pay. Are you sure a sponsor is gonna pay you? Garish? Also, I don't want to be feeling like an MLM situation where you have to have some audience. I'm coming to the MLM stuff. So is sponsorships not usually paid? I honestly don't know. Okay, so a sponsorship in the content creator world can be different. It doesn't mean that you are directly paid by them. Val is onto something there. Firstly, a fair deal. Test their products. So if somebody comes to you, for example, so you can recommend them to your community. Exactly. I'm truly a noob to this stuff, which is why I'm here to learn. Exactly. And that's where we are going to do. So I do not have a sponsor that actually offers physical products. What I have is a partnership with 2 indie game labels. I'm partnered with Evil versus Evil and Bonus Stage Publishing. Trying the products before, as if it's not good, you don't want your audience to get it. Yes. For my partnerships, I have that the rules are a little bit different. Both. Don't force me to play anything I don't like. So that would be something to look out for if you partner with an indie game label, because indie game labels are seeking more influencers to present their stuff. For example, so I don't have to play anything I don't like. I just have to play what I like. Or I can play what I like. I don't have to do anything, basically. As Val said, if you have physical products, very important is, do they give you samples? So if they give you samples, that's already the first good sign. Because if you get samples, yes, then that means you can try the product, know what it is, and can recommend it to your community. You exactly know what you're getting yourself into. If they do not give you products to test, just don't do it. Say no. I know that a lot of, for example, another good example is I switched my merch vendor. I went from Stream Elements to Fourth Wall, and Fourth Wall gave me an actual store credit so I can order products from off their store and try them myself. Like the t-shirts and everything. Pay doesn't mean money directly. It can be samples, games, products. This makes sense to me. Yes, exactly. So this is what you want to look for, especially when it comes to physical products. You want those people to give you a sample of their products, because A, that means they respect and value you. That is super important. And B, it also means they stand behind their product. A lot of people do not, or a lot of people do not understand this. When it comes to physical products, what you should avoid at all costs is stuff where you have to pay up front. Like, for example, you have to buy this amount of stuff and then you're an affiliate. Do not do this. I do something similar with some fabric bag hardware companies. When I do strikes for them, it's just called different things. Yeah. No. Like, do never pay for something up front. Nobody wants that. Like, this is something you don't want to do. This is also the start where the MLM, the multi-level marketing, comes in. This is also something to avoid at all costs. MLM. Like, you have to pull in people to make money, essentially. It's not that you get like a commission from each sale. That's different. But MLM is literally you recruit more people that they sell your stuff. It's different from getting a cut when you sell your product, which should be actually a given. Like, for example, I don't know what Val, don't say it. I'm fairly certain if Val sells Gamer Goo with his code, then he gets a percentage of the sold item. That is normal. You normally get percentage X, whatever. For a physical product that you sell. If they say, okay, you have to recruit people so they continue selling the products, just back off. I've seen so many energy drinks. I won't say it. Actually, we're not allowed by contract. I know. I'm just saying don't do it. Anyways. I like just run away if somebody wants to do like this. I've seen so many energy drink companies like this energy drink powder shit pop up that they had like these kinds of, like, you had to order like 2 tops up front. Then you got an affiliate code, and with that affiliate code, you got like 5% or something. They were completely transparent about it. Then, yeah, you got 5% from each sale. That's nothing. And they also encouraged you to recruit other streamers to do their dirty work. So it was essentially an MLM. And for each streamer recruited, you also got more money and whatnot. So that is something you should avoid at all costs. What I also personally would avoid, because I've seen it, I'm not a friend of it. I know some other streamers are very fond of it, is stuff like where you can get an affiliate ship really easily, like where you just basically fill, there's no energy drink like Sneak. You're biased. I'm just pointing that out, Val. But you might be right anyways. So, where you can get an affiliate ship easily. I've browsed like, because you know I run a coffee shop. I'm an orc running a coffee shop. I've searched for coffee, hell and high water, far and wide to sponsor me. And I found something, a site, I do not want to disclose the name, but what they basically offered was this. They told you that you get an affiliate code, you get like, it's all on their website, you can all look this up. You get like 2% of each sale. If you have like this amount of sales, they make you your own coffee line and stuff like that. And but it's still kind of a generic product, if you catch my drift. You don't have any influence on that coffee. You don't have any influence whatsoever. You might have influence on the packaging. And what do people throw away? The package. Nobody keeps the package. Maybe super fans, but you catch my drift. So I would just avoid something like that as well, despite it was very transparent, very upfront about what it was. I just would avoid it still. Like, what? So a sponsor, also avoid like clothing sponsors. There's so many on Instagram. Like, I mean, there's obviously brands, clothing brands that mean well. But there's so many on Instagram that are just total douchebags and aren't even real. That's just scams. They just want your money. And you don't want to do that. So avoid those as well. What to look for. So what you want to look for. A sponsor takes care of you. A good one. What does that mean? For example, Versus Evil, they check in on me. They ask me how I'm doing, if they can do anything for me, especially when I run a campaign for them, if I need support or whatever. They are fantastic. Versus Evil is great. Bonus Stage does the same thing. Bonus Stage gave me a key for a game that comes out in April. So 1 month early, they asked me about my opinion. Like, they value you. Is probably a better term than take care of you. I think that's a better term. They value you. I think Val has the same experience with their with his sponsorships. They do value you. They value your input. They value you as their business partner. So, for example, if Val asks Sneak for something, I'm pretty sure he can get that to some extent. I mean, if he asks for hookers and blow, he doesn't get it, obviously. But if he wants to run like, hey, look, Sneak, hey, Country Hermits. If Val, for example, goes and says, for example, oh, okay, look, Sneak, I have a charity stream. Can I have a gift card for your shop as a little giveaway incentive for the charity stream? I bet they make that happen because it's also good publicity for them. When I did my breast cancer charity stream, I asked Versus Evil, hey, can you give me some keys for what's it called? First Class Trouble. That's a game they publishing. It's their best or the best-selling game. And they gave me 6 keys. And I asked them, look, can I and they gave me 6 keys. I could give it to some people so they can play with me, and I could even give 2 keys away as an incentive. So this is what a good sponsor does for you. They support you, they value you. For example, bonus stage, I did the beta testing for the one game that comes out in April. I gave them some feedback. They were very happy with my feedback. They also said, great, we like that. They tried to implement some of the stuff I suggested. So that is always a thing, you know? This is something you should look for. So they value you. A good sponsor also is easy reachable for you. They normally have a so-called partner manager. If you for me in Versus Evil, it's the community manager, or the community managers, they have 2. In bonus stage, it's the 2 heads of bonus stage, because that label is so small. They basically are only 2 guys for now, but they always say, if there is something, reach out to this person. So they have a brand manager or a partner manager for you, whatever that might be. So one person that you can go to if you need anything, and that's also pretty good. What else? We already said, if they give out samples so you can test the products, that's especially important with physical products. What else is important? Well, what else is important? It's okay, Sweaty Puck. Thank you for being here. What else could be important? I mean, I just not asking Val, I ask everyone. What else could be important for a good sponsor? What else would they do for you? They would be understanding if you, for example, take a time out. Like if you have to take a step back. Taking a step back. From streaming. Look up the product first, what reviews they have. Yeah, but okay. What audience they cater for, yeah. Company morals lining up with yours. Yeah, I can see that this is important for some people. Normally I would say the morals should actually be not an issue because most companies try to be squeaky clean these days, garish. Look up the products first, exactly. What's the review? Do they have a bad reputation? Exactly. What audience they cater for? Also, exactly what is their target demographic? And therefore, does it fit your brand? Those are all valid points. So, if you are interested, for example, I sent Val the application for GamerGoo. When they opened up, I said to him, you have to apply there, this fits you. Val, obviously, being not an idiot and listening to me, looked them up first and looked at their product and what the reviews were and if that stuff is really working. He vetted them, which you always should do. You can also ask colleagues. That is very important. Like, ask your streamer friends. If you know someone who is partnered with them, ask them what their experience is. I've had issues with some fabric companies. It's come up in the past 2 years, so I try to check those now if I can. Yes. And Ace is just laughing. By doing a little research, I changed my opinion about them. That's okay. You said. That would be part of looking at the products and reviews from friends and chats, yeah. Like I said, and ask streamer friends. I mean, I'm obviously talking a lot about the streamer friend space, but if you know someone who might be partnered with them, ask these people. Ask them, like, look, I want to be part of this. Picking on Val. Contact you. Yeah. So obviously those are very important things. What else did we have? What audience they cater for? I think what audience they cater for, and does it fit your brand? I think that goes hand in hand, because if your brand doesn't cater to the audience they cater to, you won't sell. So you should ask yourself, I mean, in the end, these sponsors also ask you for something, so basically selling their product. You have to always keep that in mind. And if you are convinced by the company, by their product, it shouldn't be an issue for you selling them. Would be the best to contact them or let them contact you? Okay, now I understand the question, Country Ahmed. I'm gonna talk about that in a bit. So these are the things I would look for. So about getting in contact and about contacting. So if a company maybe get in touch with their marketing, give me a second, Val. I'm gonna talk about that now. You can get in contact with either, so a company, it didn't happen really that somebody reached out to me yet. So I haven't really done anything like that. I have experience with reaching out to them. Mostly what happened for me is I saw that Versus Evil and Bonus Stage were searching for influencers. I did fill out their form and I just waited for a way back. If you want to get in contact with a company, you should look, where is the marketing department? and send them an email. And next month, because that's a good segue into that, next month we are going to build something that is called a media deck. And with that media deck, you can send that to those market representers, or to the marketing rep, marketing manager, partner manager, whatever they are called, and give them your information. So normally you build yourself a media deck and then you send it out to them. That is the normal way if you want to get in touch with them. The important part is that you build a very good media deck, and I can show you how you do it. I have my own. I need to update it for the workshop. I need to update it in general because my YouTube channel is gone. That's another story. But normally if you get in touch, keep it brief, tell them what you want, and if they say no, don't give up. That's very important. Maybe you don't have the numbers now, but maybe you have the numbers later. I have lots of contacts in the gaming scene. Good. Welcome, FC Jeffrey. And that is the and that is like Val said, reach out to the marketing manager, reach out to a partner manager. Most companies that are in the content creator space have normally an address where you can send stuff like that. Even if a company says applications for partnerships are currently closed, you can still send in your application for a partnership, acknowledge that they are still closed, but maybe they're still interested in you. Especially when you are someone who is bigger. Just make contacts, that's all that counts. I wouldn't say that, because I had 0 contacts to my sponsors and I still got them. So, yeah. But that's basically, yeah, that's it. I would say that this is the how you can get in touch with them. So basically build yourself a good viable media deck. Use Canva. I'm not partnered with them, but you can build a badass media deck on that. And yeah, put everything on there you need and then send it out. That's all you need to do. If they contact you, do your homework. That means look at their product. What are they selling? Look if it fits your brand. Go and look if it also fits your audience. Do you want to sell it? That's the other thing. Where was I? I forgot my train of thought. Look if it fits your brand. Look if you want to sell that stuff, actually. I don't mind Jeff Val. I mean, I'm not seeing eye to eye with him right now because that's not how sponsorship works. Because if how are you even supposed to make like a contact with a sponsor if they don't even know you? Like, if you make a contact with them by sending a media deck in and they shoot you down, like, I don't get it. But that's not the point here. Yeah, and that's what I would say. We have those. Yeah, so do your homework. And very important, and this is something I want to stress to everyone. I know it's always a fucking hard read, and I use the F-bomb here very carefully or very deliberately. Read your contract. Read them from start to finish before you put the ink down. Why? There has been another scandal with another sponsor. I don't remember their name. They basically, what they put in their contract was they could have used everything from you that you sent them, even after you exited the sponsorship. Like everything, for advertising, for basically all the things, and you didn't have any control over it. And that's something you don't want. That's why I always say, read your goddamn contracts. Just read them. This is so important. And if you have somebody who has a legal background and can read contracts, give it to them. You have a friend or anyone else. I don't say get a lawyer. I would totally get a lawyer. And let him read it. But I know lawyers are expensive, especially in the US. And get the contract read. That's so important. I cannot stress this enough. Because when you put ink on that paper, oh boy. Oh boy. And you're also not allowed to speak negatively afterwards. So basically, if and very important, this is another thing I still want to stress. I said it at the start, I say it again. Look how the company is perceived in the public eye. Do not go into a sponsorship with a company that is perceived as, I don't want to say evil, but not perceived as very ethical, or does bad business practices, or isn't very much liked by people because of certain things. Select it carefully. It's so important. Very important. And like I said, GamerGoo, for example, I know has a very good reputation with their stuff. We also have the Sneak has a very good reputation. Streamlabs is a good example for somebody who did not have a good reputation. We have Artisan Builds just recently. And Nexon, did they wear the name Nexon or something? I don't remember. They had like some shady contracts. Like, and that's essentially what it boils down to. You can be certain if a company, it doesn't matter if a company approaches you, or if you approach a company and they say, yes, we want you as a influencer for us, you can be sure as shit that they did their homework on you. They didn't. They just don't come out of the blue and be like, hey, yeah, why not? They watched your streams, they watched your VODs, they watched your YouTube channel. They went above and beyond to vet you. You can make that sure as shit. They looked at your tweets. You should do the same. I know it's a lot. It's always a lot doing stuff like that. But you really have to be thorough because it's a partnership in the end. And you should profit both from it, not just one side. That's important. So if just one side profits, it's not a partnership, it's not a business relationship. Both should always be on the same level. And the last thing, and then I probably leave you all because my brain is fried. I forgot my train of thought. Yeah, my brain is fried for today. I think I'm gonna leave it here. I think we made pretty clear what what's important when it comes to sponsorships. Does anyone have questions? I still take questions. Nope, I think I've gotten a lot of great info today. Good. And all good, Garish. And to emphasize one thing, if you have streamer friends who have partnerships and you have something lined up, a company I like to work with, but is sometimes not so good for streamers is Nintendo. Nope, not great info coming from you. Thanks. One last tip I have for you, and then I go. Mrs. Trash Panda, who's listening in, does that very aptly, actually. If you know someone who is already in a partnership or if you don't get a reply back from an application, should you check back with them? You could do it once, but even if you get nothing back if you check back once, then leave it, because then they don't want to have anything to do with you, and leave it. I would check back once, because those companies are also trying to get you in as fast. Oh, that reminds me. Do avoid at all costs companies that tell you the partnership offer is only good for 24 or 48 hours. Do not let pressure you into anything. That's also a no-no. No time pressure. Of course they want a decision from you within a time frame, but serious companies or companies that are serious, they will give you your time to vet everything. If somebody says like to you, hey, I have this brand here and you have 48 hours to decide, don't do it. That's dog shit. Like, that is one of the reddest flags you can ever have. And another tip I wanted to give you before I go is if you are in front of your first sponsorship, go and ask streamer friends that are already sponsored what they think. Mrs. Trash Panda does that very aptly because she always comes to me and asks me. So yeah, just do that. Okay, that's it. I wish you all a good night. Thank you for watching. Okay, have a good night, everyone. I'm out. And